The convergence point. Maya jolted awake, her heart racing. The dream had felt so real. In it, she was a renowned surgeon in Boston, living in a sleek high-rise overlooking the harbor. But here, in reality, she was a research scientist in Seattle, her apartment modest but comfortable, with views of evergreen-covered hills. These vivid dreams had been happening for months now. In one, she was a travel photographer, constantly on the move between exotic locations. In another, she had followed her college boyfriend to London and built a life there as a literature professor. Each dream felt like a complete life, one where she had made different choices at critical junctures. "They're just anxiety dreams," her friend Eliza suggested over coffee. "You're wondering about the roads not taken." Maya nodded, but she wasn't convinced. The dreams held a weight, a texture that ordinary dreams lacked. They didn't fade upon waking but remained crystalline in her memory. That night, as she drifted to sleep, Maya made a decision. If she dreamed of another life, she would try to remain conscious within it, to investigate rather than simply experience. In this dream, she had chosen music over science, becoming a pianist who taught at a conservatory in Vienna. As she sat at a grand piano in a sun-drenched studio, she forced herself to pause, to look around with intention. On the desk beside her piano sat a journal. Fighting against the dream's narrative pull, Maya opened it. Inside were sketches, intricate drawings of molecular structures, eerily similar to the research she was conducting in her waking life. Even in this reality where she had never formally studied science, some part of her was still drawn to the same questions. When she woke, Maya began documenting the patterns. In every dream life, regardless of her profession or location, she found herself working on variations of the same problem. The surgeon was pioneering neural regeneration techniques. The travel photographer was documenting ecological restoration projects. The literature professor was writing a novel about humanity's relationship with the natural world. Different approaches, different languages, but all circling the same fundamental question: how do complex systems heal and renew themselves? The revelation came during a dream where she was an architect in Mexico City. As she studied plans for a sustainable community center, she noticed a symbol carved into her wooden desk, a spiral that looked exactly like a pendant her grandmother had given her when she was 10. "You'll find your way," her grandmother had said. "All paths lead home." Maya jerked awake with sudden clarity. She wasn't dreaming of alternate realities. She was somehow glimpsing them. Different choices had created different lives, but in each one, her essential nature remained. The core of who she was transcended the specific choices she had made. Over the following weeks, Maya noticed something else. In every reality, she was approaching a similar breakthrough in her work. The surgeon was about to publish groundbreaking research. The photographer was completing a definitive documentary. The architect's community center design was being replicated globally. All versions of herself were converging toward a common point of contribution, using their unique skills to address the same fundamental question about regeneration and renewal that had always fascinated her. Maya began to feel a profound sense of peace. The anxiety about what-if choices faded. She understood now that while choices shaped the specifics of a life, the where and how, they didn't determine the essence of who you became or the unique contribution you were meant to make. Her final revelation came unexpectedly. In each reality, including her own, she discovered the same calendar entry for 6 months in the future, a conference in Kyoto, Japan. Different titles, different roles, but the same gathering of minds focused on the same questions that drove her. When the actual date arrived, Maya traveled to Kyoto. As she entered the conference hall, a strange sensation washed over her. Faces she had seen in her dreams were now before her in reality. Colleagues from her alternate lives, here as different versions of themselves. A pianist who composed music based on biological rhythms, a surgeon turned medical illustrator, a photographer documenting healing landscapes. All of them, in this reality, drawn to the same convergence point from different starting places. Maya realized then that what mattered wasn't the specific path taken, but the questions that drove you forward and the core values that guided your choices. Different decisions might lead to different sceneries along the journey, but the destination, the contribution you were uniquely positioned to make, remained constant. Moral: the true illusion of choice is not that our decisions don't matter, but that they determine everything. While our choices shape the landscape of our lives, our essential nature and purpose find expression regardless of the path taken. What seems like entirely different lives may be variations on the same theme, with our deepest values and questions guiding us toward our unique contribution, no matter which road we travel. Thank you for joining us for The Convergence Point, the first installment in our mind-bending series, The Illusion of Choice. What if Maya's journey is just beginning? What other revelations await as she explores the connections between her parallel lives? Perhaps the true convergence point holds secrets she hasn't yet discovered. Tomorrow, our series continues with a new story that will further challenge your understanding of reality, choice, and destiny. Subscribe now and enable notifications to join us as we unravel more mysteries of existence. Until then, we leave you with a question. If all paths ultimately lead to your true purpose, which path would you choose to walk? The Illusion of Choice returns tomorrow. Don't miss it.